All right, reading notes versus memorization patterns. Let's talk about it. So, for those who don't know, this is Mevany Biggins, and I teach children how to play musical instruments so well they earn college scholarships. As a matter of fact, at our academy, if you enroll your child as a beginning student or intermediate student, we will teach them how to read music or unlearn how they read music before, play their instrument, and perform a home concert for you in less than 30 days. So, let's talk about reading notes versus memorization patterns. A lot of times, students come into the academy and the parent swears up and down, oh, they can read notes, they can read notes, they can read notes. And upon our assessment, we're realizing they're not reading notes at all. So, for example, I'm going to talk musically to you. As far as identifying the notes on the staff, the treble clef and the bass clef or what have you, they can even identify the notes on the staff. But when it comes to actually playing the notes in real time at the same time without hesitation or fear or anxiety, they freeze. And they say, well, can you play it for me? Nope. That's memorization. And a lot of students have really great ears. Like, for example, your ear training is immaculate. You can hear pitch, and either you can sing it, you can play it, you can even tell me what the note is on the piano. That is great ear training. But when you memorize, you're not reading. You're actually backwards. You're supposed to memorize the piece after you learn it, not memorize it in order to learn it. Do you see what I did there? You learn the piece first, then you memorize it because you've properly executed what it takes to actually read the music in the first place. So the biggest thing with memorization patterns is that they have its place. To be able to memorize music and perform it effortlessly, we call it a flow, where you put the music in your body. And now when you perform the music from memory, it's now an extension of your soul. You're playing and it's an extension of you because it's coming out of you, right? That's where memorization has its place. But you don't memorize in order to learn. That means you're pretty much trying to take a shortcut. You're ignoring the concept or skills in what it takes to put together the rudiments of music, to be able to look at a piece of music, a sheet music, and understand how it sounds, how it goes, and then ultimately play it and know how to read it. That takes skill. That takes repetition. That takes actual intentional time to understand the concept. I like to call it the rules of the game. The rules of the game when it comes to reading music. There are certain rules. You can't ignore them. You cannot avoid them. You cannot make excuses for them. You cannot not do them because they must be done. And if you don't do them, you're not reading, So if you're that parent and you have a child that's really gifted, but they like to memorize patterns, they like to you hear them playing the same songs over and over and over again, or you hear them going on YouTube and they're like learning the songs on YouTube, but they can't read the notes in a book, or they'll say, well, it's hard, I don't get it, or I know it already, and they avoid playing it. If you have that kind of child at home, you need us to teach your child. You need to go ahead and download our Master Music Roadmap and then schedule our music discovery session where we can go ahead and get on the phone, do an assessment with your child, and find out where their child is, whether they're reading notes or they're memorizing patterns, and either way, coming out with a plan of attack to where we can take your child to the next level musically. I'll see you there.